So we're now going to go into some of the configuration of our embroidery machine. So I'm just going to hit home again. And you notice that we have gears, we have the help, and you also have an eco. So if you're like me and you leave your machine on all day, I have my eco on, where I'm not using my machine for a period of time. It goes into a sleep setting. So when I come back, I can just touch the screen and it wakes. Let's go into the gear. So first we're going to work on the hoop. So we have many different options in here. I'm now on page 13 of your manual. First off, I'm going to start with the second one, the RPM. Obviously how fast my machine is stitching. You can plus sign or the minus sign, or I can drag this. And there are people who like to stitch really fast. Now there is no save or anything. I just make what I want and then hit back in our breadcrumb. Select this one. So the length of my cut feature, 4 millimeters. You can change it. So this is when you're going from one design to the other. 4 is a nice default. Back up in my breadcrumb. This one. So this is called the thread away. So once it finishes stitching an area, then it wants to move another one. I'm going to do a cut, jump stitch, cut, and then it'll move. Now if that space is less than what the default is, it'll just drag the thread across. That's not recommended because your foot can get caught in that. I always have my jump stitches to cut, and I have them to cut quite short because I don't want my foot to get caught in here. So what will happen is that after it's finished to stitch and it does the cut, what will happen is the arm will move forward and back, and that moves that thread out of the way. That's very important to keep on. Now this one, this is our secure stitch. So at the beginning, it's going to do a secure stitch, do a couple stitches there, and it does a secure stitch at the end. I would always have these on. What you don't want is to do your embroidery and then have it come undone. Your stitches are very important. Our cut function. So are we going to cut threads between colors? Absolutely. Here's our jump stitch. It's at 6. You can make that slightly smaller. And this is our auto cut. And I'm actually going to turn that on. So when I go between things, I'm going to do an auto cut. And my jump stitch set at 6 millimeters, and I'll cut between, keep my top embroidery nice and clean. This one I'm going to show you a little bit later. This is called our absolute positioning. I'll show you that here. Obviously, if you want it in millimeters or in inch. I'll leave it in millimeters for now. And those are most of our options at this point. And just X out of here. And we can go into embroidery.